congregational and personal life. I want us to note that first and foremost, we have different congregations and different individuals with because of this, they actually come from different congregations. You know, we have different kind of denominations, and now we have liturgies. Hello?
Speak on, sir.
All right. Now, looking at the after this COVID-19, my understanding of it is that the church has been shut for some time and will soon be back to church life. And as we are reopening the churches, what are we likely to face? What are things that will be coming up from different churches and different individuals? I want to note the following as the challenges that we are likely to face. The first has to do with the challenge of attendance. People, and because they are staying at home, they are used to online services in their own comfort zone. When we are back to church, this will look at a kind of inconvenience for the individual. Some may be lethargic about it, so we may not back to church. So it may affect the attendance. The attendance may not be as it used to be at start because of different kind of thinking and reaction to the trauma. When you have the mind that you are going to church, back to church, no, some of the opinion that it's a serious and they are handling it like a religious matter. Why some are of the opinion that no, it's not that too serious. And there are some that are really complacent about it. They don't believe in it. So it depends on an individual. Those who are being religious about it may be reluctant to come back to church fully. They may be watching and waiting for some time. So we may not be seeing all people in church when the ban is lifted and the church is back to life. So that will be coming up gradually. The second challenge that I want to address is the challenge that I call liturgical challenge and congregational worship. As you come back to church, there will be need before people have confidence and a kind of assurance that their life is safe in church. Churches must put in place the precautionary measure that are already put forward to us. I'm talking about the usage of a temperature gauge, sanitizer. We're talking about the washing of hands. We put this thing in place, the nose masks, and ensuring that in churches, because several people will be about their safety and security in church. So for us to really give them that kind of confidence, for us to actually be able to give them that kind of confidence, there will be need to put this in place so that these people, so as we talk about the issue of liturgical challenge, measures must be put in place to ensure that members are assured of their safety and well-being. In addition to that, when we come to church life, under liturgical challenge, we must ask ourselves, the handling of microphone in church, we must really talk about and think about it. Everyone, every church must look at the need to think and take action. Are we going to be using microphone or not in the next few months, as suggested by some people? If we are not going to be using microphone in the next few months to safeguard the spreading of this virus, or are we going to procure and make available microphone for pastors, for worship leaders, for the music directors and other people, so that we'll not be putting our mouth in the same microphone? Since it's a kind of disease that is droplets. So this is a thing. So churches will need to put in place and spend more to make sure things are put in place for the safety of people. Not only that, the mode of worship that we normally carry out in church, when we come back, there has to be care. In church, we have different kinds of churches: traditional churches, Pentecostal churches, charismatic churches. Our own setting, we may be looking at it as a kind of Pentecostal stroke charismatic churches. Do we about it? Where we say, oh, somebody, tell him that you love him. Are we still going to be holding hands? All these are things that we have to be looking and thinking about. Yeah, we are praying, serious prayer. Hold somebody, let hold yourself, or join your hands together. How do we go about all this? These are things that we need to look at. And like our brother, the Dr. But when you come back to church now, must we really restrict the move of the Spirit? Looking at them, or say apart, or nobody should touch them, or what do we do? So all these are things that really will take a new turn as we come back to church. And I can also look at it as a spiritual challenge. In addition to that, we may be having emotional challenge, because it is emotional or psychological challenge. Because we know that as we come, we are going to put people into social distancing and restriction of what we are going to be doing. And we know that there will not be sufficient expression of ourselves in worship. And different people will interpret this action and reaction differently. When we come together and when we say ourselves, there are some people that, inadvertently, they will just want to hug, embrace. And those who are religious say, oh, no. No, this one may be called a kind of emotional trauma and problem interpretations. We need to look at all this very well and know how to handle them. Imagine somebody coming with enthusiasm to greet another person whom you have seen for long. Party, cold reaction. It may lead to a kind of a squabble or sociological challenge may also ensue as we come together. We are makers, we are people community, and there are social things that we normally do in our worship, the congregation. and interaction. When we have baby naming ceremony, when we have the birthday celebration, when we have funeral celebration, when we have housewarming, all these are things that, you know, we call for gathering together, interacting together, and you know, it's already happening. You know, nowadays, some of us have involved in naming ceremony inside the house with few people. We have been involved in funeral ceremony, which we have been involved in different things like that, with restrictions. This is not giving us time to express. We are Africans. We like expression in worship. And as we gather together, we are people of community. We like ourselves. We want to fellowship together. All these are things that we may be grappling with as we come back to church fully. Economic challenge. We know that now, no doubt, every person is affected in one way or the other. Whether you are a self-employed person or you are doing one thing or the other, the economy is not as buoyant as it used to be. And when our people come, it will affect what we do, how much we bring to church as a congregation. It will affect the payment of bills, the maintenance of church, and that will respond to our statutory obligations, as well as various ministries that we undertake. They all involve money. So these are challenges that we are going to be grappling with as we gather together. You may not shy away from the challenge of ICT. People who are used to online service, and we need to sustain. Though, as we have raised the other time, it depends on the kind of church, but we know that we have a global village now. So everywhere, we need to come to terms with the reality of this, to continue to sustain this. So there is need to sustain what we have been doing so that we continue to maintain and retain our people. So these are the observed challenges. And I know that as we come to terms with these challenges, there will be need for us to still let our people know that we are people of faith, though we are experiencing some physical and challenges now. But we are product of faith, and we should continue to live by faith. And so that forms our message too, that we continue to preach at such a time like this. And the need to really let people know benefits of congregational worship. That in time, very much. The Lord bless you greatly in Jesus' name.
Amen. Amen. We can't hear you. I'm not hearing you.
Hello?
All right.
I hope others can hear you. All right.
Hello. Hello. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. I have just appreciated Dr. Fatima for that presentation. And he has done very well, like the first presenter, Dr. Awujola, to open our eyes to issues we have to deal with or wrestle with as soon as the church comes back to life. And like I said at the beginning, that our purpose is to get us ready for these challenges. There is no doubt we are going to wrestle for social interaction for a long time to deal with the issue of COVID-19. And that will always, definitely affects worship, social interaction, and what have you. But if we are duly prepared, then we can still keep our ministry flourishing by the grace of God. Let me welcome Dr. Ogundipe Victor from Ibadan. We appreciate you for joining us in this dialogue. God bless you, sir. Now, I want us to interact together on these two presentations. Dr. Fatima spoke about economic challenge. And as we think about his presentation and that of Dr. Awujola, I want us to think about churches who are very, the small churches, so to say, how they are going to really cope with these, the economic challenges. Since the lockdown, I'm aware that some churches or many churches have not been able to pay their pastor, their pastors. And with this challenge, even encourage multi-staff ministry if the economy of the church is not as buoyant as it was before. So these are challenges we need to look at. All the pastor's family, financial family, how do we really deal with these issues so that the pastor can continue to render his services to God and to the church with joy and enthusiasm. So these are issues that I want us to look at. I pray God will help us in this deliberation. Let me welcome more people who are just joining us. Well, I don't know this face. This face is not familiar to me. Okay, Pastor Chris, thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. All right, sir. I don't know if you have the floor now. If you have a contribution, I think you can wave through your device so that we can know who has the floor. Okay, my chairman, sir. Reverend Alawode, then Dr. Akerele will talk as we maximize the next 15 minutes that we have before the end of this interaction. Thank you, sir. Reverend Alawode.
All right. Thank you, sir, for this wonderful opportunity. I want to say that the topics are relevant and timely. Also, thank God for the life of our two presenters. I think post-COVID-19 will also lead us to review social ministry. I discovered that during the lockdown, many people depended on the church for palliative. And I just hope that churches do their bit, because this is the time to go back to those we assisted during the pandemic in order to bring them in. Churches that ignore that opportunity, especially within their community, I wouldn't know how they will relate. Speaking out of experience, where we, package our own palliative, we at first limited it to church members alone. But as I was stepping out of the gate, I was challenged by some people within the streets, and that made us to have a rethink, and we reach out to them now. I just feel that now, even now, as the church is reopening, we can go back to these same people and share the word of God with them. I think it has actually opened up for us. In essence, what I'm saying is that post-COVID-19 is an experience, is an opportunity for mass evangelism. We should capitalize on this and grow the church. Once again, thank you for this opportunity. God bless you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Very interesting. Dr. Akerele, please, you have the floor.
Yes, I want to join my voice with Dr. Alawode, yes,
Thank you, sir.
who had appreciated. I say Dr. Alawode because I see a glorious finishing already. By the grace of God.
Thank you so much.
So,
thank you, sir.
I appreciate the convener of this meeting and the two presenters, Dr. Awujola and Dr. Fatima. I want to use the word KISS. KISS. KISS, which is KISS. As we return back to gathering as a church, because I know the church was not closed. The auditorium was closed, but churches were meeting in smaller units in their different homes, like we have cell church or house fellowship. Now, as we return back to church, we must adopt what we have done for those who were privileged to do online services. You know, doing online services, you kept it short and simple. That is KISS. Keep it short and simple. So, all the things we have, Reverend Fatima talks about the liturgy. All the things we used to do, we can actually do them within a very short time. On March 22, when the issue of 50 people in attendance that Lagos State gave, we were able to have 5 services within less than 2 hours. We had 5 services in less than 2 hours. And we still had all our programs. Why we didn't have...
It was a popcorn service we were doing that time. Popcorn service.
So what we didn't have choir rendition, but we had the praise, we had the opening prayer. After that, the message came, offering was given. The message was done within 10, 15 minutes.
This kind of network.
I hope you are hearing it.
It stressed me with network. Go on, sir.
All right. So we must learn how to keep our service short and simple. That is the first thing I want to say. We cannot engage the people in long sitting this time around, even if we have a congregation of 20. The longer they stay in the service, the more risky it might be for the congregation. Number 2 thing I would need to say is, wisdom is profitable to direct. We must not see COVID-19 challenge as a problem. Rather, we should look at the benefits we can derive from it. Now, churches should be encouraged to start to put up a reopening of auditorium committee. Today, we have put up that committee, a 7-man committee. It includes the head of usher, the head of maintenance, the head of media, who is a deacon, who is the convener of the meeting, the music minister, the head of children ministry, the head of teenagers ministry, about 7 of them, the head of health ministry, putting them together to bring out a measure that we can put in place. Now, the members on the show, on the platform of the church, this has been sent to them. So, Reverend Fatima spoke about the issue of psychological or social challenge. When the church realized that the leader is putting something in place, it will help their psyche. So we have put it on the platform and we called for people's suggestions on what we can do to the committee. It's a way of working on their psychology. It's a way of working and removing the trauma that this situation has brought. So I would want to encourage pastors to start to put things in place. Yes, there are different things that is flying on social media now with regards to suggestions to religious houses. But we must understand our own context and see what we can do. For example, this coming Sunday, we are going to mark the church on the floor by 2 meters to see how people will sit. That we are doing this Sunday after the live streaming. So those 2 things I want to say. The Lord help us in Jesus' name.
Thank you so much. Amen. All right, we have about just 6 minutes to go in this dialogue because we are 40 minutes bound. So I want to appreciate everybody. One of the things I also want us to begin to, my experience with the COVID-19 permit me to say that it has really shown the level of poverty in our country. It has really shown how we are faring economically. And I think it's high time when the church reopens that the church needs to add its voice to issue of wealth creation. Because lockdown, before the end of the first 2 weeks, members and even non-members, everybody was already crying for palliative and all this and that. I think the church must add its voice. We have to engage our members. We have to do seminars. We have to do a lot of things. Wealth creation is one of the things that we have to begin to do. And like my senior pastor will say, I think it is time that pastors should empower themselves and empower their wives, find a way of making sure that things begin to go well. As it is now, it will take the grace of God for churches to adequately take care of their pastors. And we have to share this understanding because the people themselves, just like Dr. Alawudi said, are being affected economically. So I think these things are very important for us as pastors as we prepare for the reopening of the church auditorium, not the reopening of the church. The church has been the church has been in existence even despite the lockdown. So once again, we want to appreciate you. I would not like that Zoom will close us down by force. So I want us to close down before that time. So Dr. Kerele, thank you for coming. Thank you for your inspiration. Dr. Fatima, we appreciate you. Dr. Ujola is offline, but we appreciate him in absentia. Reverend Awolade, sorry for calling you Alawode, Awolade. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
God bless.
Thank you, sir.
Reverend Chris, thank you so much. And my chairman, Ibu chairman, we appreciate you. We want to trust God that in a short time, we will all take advantage of this platform to share and discuss other issues that pertain to ministry. Thank you so much, and God bless us.
Amen.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Amen. Thank you, sir.